Years of unrelenting logging have placed the country's old-growth forests on the margin of extinction. The Kenya Forest Service says it is stepping up efforts to protect this precious resource from the most egregious logging practices that have been going on even despite the 3-month ban on logging countrywide.
Kenya Forest Service officers shall bear personal responsibility for illegal activities that may occur in areas of the jurisdiction. We're reminding each head of conservancy, if any of the officers below him or her is culpable, the disciplinary process shall result in the suspension of the head of conservancy.
A number of KFS officers have been punished for abetting logging and charcoal burning in the forests they supervise. Foresters in Jirore, Sokoke and Irangi stations at the coast have been interdicted. Chief Inspector in charge of enforcement and compliance in Boni Forest in Lamu County has also been interdicted for encouraging the plunder of the resource. 2 foresters in charge of Cheptais and Kaboyo forest stations in Bungoma have also been punished, as the government also seeks to streamline legally approved forest operations that commonly provide cover for illegal logging. KFS says it has suspended the licenses of 8 sawmillers who violated the conditions of their permits.
My board of directors has also instituted changes in plantation management. The head of plantations and enterprise division has been asked to step aside as the board takes full audit of plantation forestry management and reviews the complaints from the public.
The government has placed a blanket 3-month moratorium on all tree harvesting in the country that sawmillers have been unhappy about.
We have mapped the areas that are degraded. We have national figures. We have disaggregated them into county figures so we know which landscapes are degraded.
In the meantime, the Ministry of Environment has gazetted the 15-member team that will audit the country's forests and give suggestions on how to save them. The team has 14 days to complete its work, but these efforts come a little late in the day. Tearing out the trees at the heart of Kenya has stopped the country's heartbeat, triggering a cascade of drought and despair downstream the diminishing rivers flowing from the forests. And as they disappear, so too have the country's harvests, pasture and sources of energy. After decades of abuse of the country's forests, the country is now on a hydrological knife's edge. Will these controls work where they've previously failed? Will the country's water towers be protected? For a country that relies on much of these water towers for most of its water, food and energy supplies, much is riding on the answers to these questions. Sheila Sendeo, NTV, at the Kenya Forest Service, Nairobi.